Hello everyone, welcome to the session. So today we'll be discussing the remaining questions of your December 2021 and June 2022 paper. We have covered almost each and every subject that we have. Today we'll be covering computer architecture and digital. So let's start with the questions. Uh, if you're new to the group and you haven't joined the session, please just join this telegram group so that you'll be updated about the classes. t.me/net ria digimento, and you can be updated about the classes. This On this telegram group you will be getting all the pdfs of the classes, all the links of the classes, so you can join them. You can join this group and get updated about the classes and every information about the exam, plus the questions that we'll be sharing on this group. If you have any query, you can write us at admin@gatelectures.com, or you can also call us on these two numbers so that all your queries will be sorted out regarding the course available. This is the website that we have, digimento.com. So you can visit this website and you can see for the courses available. That is, we have around 65 plus courses available. So you can visit these courses. You can take the test series. You can go for 6 months, 12 months, or 3 months course. And if you want, you can also go for, if you are from electronic science, you can buy the course of electronic science as well. We have gate classes as well, so you can go for it. There's machine learning course also. If you're preparing for ISRO exam, you can go for that. If you're preparing for any KVS PGT TET exam, then also you can go for it. You can use this code welcome 40 and then you will be able to get 40% off. So if any of the courses you're going to buy, so you can use this code welcome 40 and you'll be able to get this 40% off any of the available courses. So if you're preparing for this exam, that is in your Feb, ठीक है, जो आपका फेब में एग्जाम है उसके लिए यू कैन जस्ट गो फॉर मिनी टेस्ट सीरीज. वी हैव मिनी टेस्ट सीरीज आप ले सकते हो इफ यू वांट टू सी फॉर योर प्रोग्रेस एंड ऑल. स्पीड मेंटेन करने के टेस्ट सीरीज आर अ गुड मेथड, गुड वे, सो दैट यू कैन इंक्रीज योर स्पीड एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड इफ यू प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द एग्जाम दैट इज गोइंग टू बी हेल्ड इन जुलाई, उस केस में आप 6 months या 3 months वाला कोर्स आप बाय कर सकते हो विद दिस कोड, सो दैट आपकी प्रिपरेशन अगर थोड़ी सी भी आप पीछे चल रहे हो, थोड़ी सी भी लैक कर रहे हो, इन दैट केस यू विल बी एबल टू कवर अप विद दीज मंथ्स क्लासेस, 3 months या 6 months. तो जुलाई के एग्जाम के लिए आप कोई सा भी क्लास ले सकते हो. दिस इज द एंड्रॉइड ऐप, यू ऑल नो, यू कैन जॉइन दिस एंड्रॉइड ऐप. एंड्रॉइड ऐप आप इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो एंड वहाँ पे आप कोर्सेज को एक्सेस कर सकते हो. डिजीमेंटो एजुकेशन के नेम से वी हैव दिस क्लास. ओके, so let's start with the question. This was one question जो मैंने data structures में आपको कराया था, that is your traversal. So there was something in ये वाला concept तो पूरा explain मैंने आपको कर दिया था, what is pre-order, in-order, post-order. यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी problem आ रही थी, right? यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी problem आ रही थी. The problem was आंसर आपका सही है, ठीक है, आंसर आपका ये है ऑप्शन नंबर 4. बट द ओनली प्रॉब्लम वाज कि यहाँ पे instead of putting it over here, ये वाला जो root आपका node है यहाँ पे, that is this one. I'll just remove this. This node will not come over here. ये वाली node आपकी यहाँ ना आके ये वाली node आपकी यहाँ पे आएगी, यहाँ पे. And why it will be? Because ये जो आपका है EI, so this E is this I is basically to the right of E. अगर E आपका root है यहाँ पे, so I is to the right of E, तो मतलब I is the right child of E. but आपका जो post order बनेगा वो यही आएगा. Why? Because post order is left, right and then root. So left में आपका कुछ है नहीं, right में आपका I है. okay, so इसलिए आपका left right root होगा ये, ठीक है. so इसमें बस ये डिफरेंस था. आंसर आपका यही रहेगा, ऑप्शन नंबर 4, that is IEJFC. ये आपका ऑप्शन यही रहेगा, बस ओनली डिफरेंस इज कि आपका ये वाली चीज चेंज हो जाएगी. ठीक है, ये वाला क्वेश्चन है, इस वाले क्वेश्चन को आप ट्राई करो. दिस इज योर कंप्यूटर आर्किटेक्चर क्वेश्चन. 4 stage pipeline has a stage delay as 150, 120, 160 and 140 nanoseconds respectively. Registers that are used between the stages have delay of 5 nanoseconds. Assuming constant locking rate, total time required to process 1000 data items on this pipeline. So आपको number of stages दिए हुए हैं, stage delays दिए हुए हैं, स्टेज डिले दिया हुआ है, टाइमिंग दी हुई है हर स्टेज की, और नंबर ऑफ प्रोसेस दिए हुए हैं. तो उसको ट्राई करो. ओके, सो इस क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया हुआ है, नंबर ऑफ स्टेजेस हमें दी हुई है. ठीक है, और पाइपलाइन मेंशन्ड है. सो सबसे पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए कि व्हेनेवर वी आर ट्राइंग टू कैलकुलेट द इफेक्टिव प्रोसेसिंग टाइम, ठीक है, पाइपलाइन का. सो फॉर्मूला क्या होता है, सबको पता होगा. प्रोसेसिंग टाइम जब हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं पाइपलाइन का, तो फॉर्मूला होता है के, राइट, प्लस n minus 1, राइट, टीपी. ठीक है, ये आपका फॉर्मूला होता है. व्हाट इज के, के बेसिकली होती है आपकी नंबर ऑफ स्टेजेस. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे के की वैल्यू क्या हो गई, के इज इक्वल टू 4. तो आई राइट इट ओवर हेयर, के इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ स्टेजेस. ये क्वेश्चंस हम पहले भी वी हैव डन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, देन व्हाट इज एन, एन इज योर नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस. एन हो गया आपका कि कितने नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं इन, यू हैव टू प्रोसेस हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस इन दिस मॉडल. ठीक है, नाउ व्हाट इज टीपी, टीपी इज योर प्रोसेसिंग टाइम. ठीक है, स्टेज प्रोसेसिंग टाइम आपका टीपी होता है. बट इफ यू सी ओवर हेयर, हेयर दीज आर योर स्टेज डिलेज. ठीक है, ये आपका स्टेज डिलेज है, 150, 120, 160, 140 नैनो सेकेंड. दीज आर योर स्टेज डिले. एंड देन दे आर सेइंग दैट इफ सपोज, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन विद दिस थिंग, these are your stages. ठीक है, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have stages, no, that is instruction fetch is one stage, then instruction decode is another stage, then execute is another stage, and then write back. Let's suppose that these are the 4 stages. ठीक है, and the time stage delay कितना है, the stage delay of this is 150 nanosecond, this is 120 nanosecond, this is 160 nanosecond, and this is 140 nanosecond. ठीक है, then they are saying कि between these stages there are certain registers. ये आपके कुछ registers हैं. Let's say this is register R. ठीक है, this is register R and this is your register R. Now each register is also having a certain time of delay, that is 5 nanosecond, 5 nanosecond and 5 nanosecond. So this is the basic thing. ठीक है, now if any instruction, let's say that suppose any instruction goes from instruction fetch. ठीक है, so instruction fetch को it will take 150 nanoseconds. ठीक है, from instruction fetch to instruction decode, how much time it will take, it will take 150 nanosecond plus 5, है ना. from instruction decode to execute, it will take how many seconds, 120 plus 5. from execute to, this is from your if to id, this is from id to execute. Now from execute to write back, how much time it will take, 160 plus 5. मतलब कि with every stage you have to add this register delay. अब 140 है, 140 के साथ भी you will add 5 seconds, because जब आप राइट बैक भी कर रहे हो तो भी आपका जो रजिस्टर डिले है वो यूज हो रहा है, ठीक है. सो दैट इज योर, ये आपका पॉइंट होता है. नाउ हाउ यू विल कैलकुलेट दिस प्रोसेसिंग टाइम फॉर दीज स्टेजेस. सो आई हैव टोल्ड यू, अगर आपको ध्यान हो ये वाली चीज मैंने आपको पहले वीडियोस में बताया है. whenever we have this type of concept, what we do, how do we calculate TP? TP is the maximum of stage delay, ठीक है. So what is the maximum value of stage delay? Maximum of 150, 120, 160 and 140. What is the maximum value? Maximum आ गया 160, right? So now TP is basically what? 160 plus 5 nanoseconds, ठीक है. और ये 5 nanoseconds कहाँ से आया? This 5 nanoseconds is your register delay. Okay, ये पॉइंट समझ में आ गया? Why we are adding 5 seconds, 5 nanoseconds? Because registers are being used between these stages. So for that we have to use this 5 nanosecond. So TP कितना हो गया आपका? TP हो गया 165 nanosecond. ठीक है, this is your TP. Now what you will do? Now you will substitute these values. What is K? K is 4 plus what is N? N is 1000 minus 1 into 165 nanosecond, ठीक है. Then what you will do? This will be 4 plus 999, that is this, when you will solve this, ठीक है, it will be 165 495 nanoseconds. ये आपका 4 plus 999 हो जाएगा, उसको ऐड करके मल्टीप्लाई करोगे. नाउ यू विल सी ओवर हेयर, यहाँ पे आपका मिली सेकेंड्स है. द आंसर्स गिवन इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ मिली सेकेंड. व्हाट इज मिली सेकेंड? Millisecond is 10 raised to power minus 3 seconds. And what is nanosecond? Nanosecond is 10 raised to power minus 9 seconds. Now what I have to do? I have to convert this nanosecond into millisecond. So what I can do? I can write it as 165,495 into 10 raised to power minus 9. I want it in milliseconds, that is 10 raised to power minus 3. So what I'll do? So that it will not change. Think about this. I have 10 raised to power minus 9. Let's say 1 into 10 raised to power minus 9. Matlab I have 1 nanosecond and I have to convert it into millisecond. What I'll do? I can multiply and divide it by 10 raised to power 3. Yes or no? What it will do? अगर हम वैसे देखें in a long term, it will cancel out each other. So it will make no change, right? So I can, whenever I have to convert it into any standard form, what I do is, suppose अगर यहाँ पे microsecond होता, yes, अगर microsecond होता, what is microsecond? Microsecond is 10 raised to power minus 6 seconds. If I would have to convert nanosecond to microsecond, what would I have done? I would have multiplied by and divided by 6. ठीक है, यहाँ पे we have to convert into millisecond. So what I'll do? 10 raised to power minus 9 into 10 raised to power 3. Now this can be written as 10 raised to power minus 3. Yes or no? ये नीचे जब आपकी पावर ऊपर जाएगी it will become minus. So 10 raised to power minus 3. So now minus 9 and this can be written as what? This can be written as millisecond. Correct? 1 millisecond is 10 raised to power minus 3 seconds. So now I am left with 10 raised to power minus 9 into 10 raised to power 3, that is 10 raised to power minus 6. Yes? ठीक है, ठीक है, अभी आपका ये हो गया. बट अब यहाँ पे एक चीज क्या हुई है, देयर इज अ सर्टेन प्रॉब्लम ओवर हियर. जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकंड. क्या हुआ यहाँ पे? they have given the answers in ms, ठीक है, but when you will solve, it will be 165,495 into 10 raised to power minus 6 milliseconds. ठीक है, जब इसको सॉल्व करोगे so it will be 0.16, बट यहाँ पे है 165. So I am assuming that this ms they have referred to as 10 to the power minus 6. ठीक है, मतलब वैसे तो अगर हम वैसे देखते हैं, अगर हम जनरल नोटेशन की बात करें, सो दिस इज मिली सेकेंड. ठीक है, दिस इज माइक्रो सेकेंड and this is nanosecond. But in the question that they have given us is they are referring to millisecond, I think, as micro only. That is 10 raised to power minus 6. तो अब जो आपका क्वेश्चन हो गया, that is what we are doing now. Now what we have to do? Now we have to convert. This is referring to as microseconds because अगर आप देखो यहाँ पे, I won't be able to get this answer with this referring to as millisecond. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे in this question I'll just write this according to question. This is referring to minus 6 second, that is microsecond. तो अब आप कैसे करोगे इसे? Now what you will do? Just ignore this part. ठीक है, just ignore this part. Now what you will do? एक minute. So what we will do now? We have what? We have 165495 है ना? So what we can write it as 165495 nanoseconds. That is 165495 into 10 raised to power minus 9 seconds. Now this basically this your millisecond. Now we have to convert it into 10 to the power minus 6. ठीक है, I think ये आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. Generally milliseconds होता है, but since our answer is not coming in terms with the what you can say the standard unit conversion, so this means that this is 10 to the power minus 6. Now we have to convert into minus 6. So again वही same concept मैं आपको बताया था. What you will do? 165495 into 10 raised to power minus 9 into multiply and divide by 10 raised to power 6. ठीक है, क्यों? So 165495 into 10 raised to power minus 9 into 10 raised to power 6 into 10 raised to power minus 6. This minus 6 will become microsecond. ठीक है, this will become 165495 into 10 raised to power minus 3 microseconds. यहाँ पे माइक्रो बोल रहे हो, ठीक है. So now minus 3 है, so 1 2 3, so it will be 165.495 microseconds or 165.5 microsecond. So आपका क्या आंसर आ गया यहाँ पे? आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर 2, 165.5 माइक्रोसेकंड. अब यहाँ पे सी जनरली अगर आपको ध्यान होगा, सो हम इसको मिली सेकेंड ही बोलते हैं. Yes, but in this question they are referring to as microseconds, but that is also okay. We can do the changes according to our notation. That is not a problem. So ये question concept I think it's very important for you to understand कि pipeline the number of stages कितनी है, how you will calculate the processing time of a stage. ठीक है, so total time to execute the these number of instructions is this formula. So I'll just write it in this way so that आपको ये फॉर्मूला ध्यान रहे. ठीक है, these questions are very important because this type of questions are asked every time. So please everyone, ये question बहुत important है, इसको हमेशा अपने ध्यान में रखना, this formula and everything. Okay, next question, again nice question. Consider a memory system having address space at distance of m. T is equal to bank cycle time and n number of banks. Then the average data access time per word access in synchronous organization is. So now you have to understand first what is synchronous organization and then you have to solve this question. Try. Okay. सबसे पहले इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट इज सिंक्रोनस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड व्हाट इज एसिंक्रोनस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. क्वेश्चन का जो भी आंसर है वील सी टू इट आफ्टरवर्ड्स, ठीक है, दैट डज नॉट केयर फॉर अस राइट नाउ. सबसे पहले दिस इज योर सिंक्रोनस एक्सेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग, what you are doing is this is your address bus. ठीक है, I'll use this highlighter. uh, this is your what, this is your address bus. ठीक है, ये आपकी address bus है and you can see it very clearly written common address to all the banks. So we have, suppose these are memory banks. ठीक है, banks यहाँ पे question में आप क्या रेफर हो रहा है, these are you written ना, is equal to bank cycle time and n is the number of banks. So banks is basically the memory bank, memory blocks you can say. ठीक है, you can say that from the controller we have one controller, वहां पे we have read, write and address data. ठीक है, now this bus is basically common to each and every memory bank. मतलब हर बैंक पे there is a common address for all the banks. ठीक है, so the read write control lines are given to all the banks. Address lines excluding the bank number are common to all the banks. Obviously हर memory bank का bank number अलग होगा. This is bank 0, this is bank 1, this is bank n minus 1. So the address lines are common to all the banks. This is your synchronous access organization and this is your asynchronous organization. If you see from controller, this address line, this is not common. जो address है आपका, it is going to latch and then it is going to the memory. So it is written the address latches are provided to all the banks. This allow individual banks to hold address of the request being served, allowing them to carry out their memory cycles independently. So I'll write it down. This is your asynchronous. ठीक है, and this theory is related to this asynchronous. What is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? Synchronous में we have a common address to all the banks, ठीक है, and then we have these latches. But in asynchronous, first we have latches. So latches basically provide memory to these banks, addresses to the banks, ठीक है, and latches store these addresses. So जब भी मेमोरी को जिस भी पर्टिकुलर एड्रेस की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी, whenever memory will have a requirement of whatever particular address, latches will provide them. So common address is not provided to all the memory banks in asynchronous organization. I think ये समझ में आ गया होगा. Synchronous access में you have common address to all the banks. Asynchronous में you don't have a common address. Latch is connected, so address bus is connected to latches and then those latches provide addresses to the memories as and when required. ठीक है, तो ये थोड़ा है ये आपकी थ्योरी है जो थोड़ी सी इसमें आपको समझाई गई है इन्होंने. For addresses spaced at distance m, average data access time per word in synchronous organization. ठीक है, so synchronous organization में if I have to find out the average data access time, that is equal to t is equal to m dot capital T divide by n. तो t आपका बैंक साइकिल टाइम हो गया, n हो गया नंबर ऑफ बैंक्स. नाउ दिस इज द कंडीशन, m इज लेस देन इक्वल टू n. नाउ व्हाट इज m? m इज योर डिस्टेंस. डिस्टेंस इज वेरी मच स्मॉलर देन बैंक्स. एंड अगर डिस्टेंस बड़ा है, एड्रेस स्पेस का डिस्टेंस इज ग्रेटर देन नंबर ऑफ बैंक्स, इन दैट केस एवरेज डेटा एक्सेस टाइम इज इक्वल टू दी बैंक साइकिल टाइम. ये तो हो गया सिंक्रोनस का केस. व्हाट अबाउट एसिंक्रोनस? एसिंक्रोनस के केस में व्हाट वी डू इज वी ट्राई टू फाइंड द ग्रेटेस्ट कॉमन डिवीजर बिटवीन m and n and then we multiply it with memory cycle and then we divide it by n. मतलब ये वाला पार्ट t divide by n सेम रहता है, ओनली यहाँ पे इंस्टेड ऑफ m, we take the common divisor of m and n. ठीक है, सो ये थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना, सिंक्रोनस एसिंक्रोनस दोनों का ही ध्यान रखना आपको. So what you have to keep in mind is, one thing that you have to understand is that synchronous के केस में we simply have the distance multiply by bank cycle time divide by number of bank. But in case of asynchronous, ये वाली point आपका same रहता है, this is remain same, t divide by n. But यहाँ पे instead of m we are trying to find the greatest common divisor of m, that is distance and number of banks. ठीक है, ये है जो थोड़ा बहुत आपको याद रखना है. दिस इज अ थ्योरी पार्ट जो अब सिंक्रोनस की दे हैव आज दिस टाइम, मे बी नेक्स्ट टाइम और नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट टाइम दे कैन आस्क फॉर इन एसिंक्रोनस. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हमें बताओ. इफ n and m are relatively prime, then the data output rate is t divided by n for asynchronous. Obviously अगर मान लो अगर आपका m जो है, let's say m is 13, ठीक है, and n is 17, both are prime numbers, so what will be the greatest common divisor of them? Greatest common divisor 1 हो जाएगा. So in that case your time average data access time will be t divided by n. ठीक है, ये तो बेसिक सी चीज है. तो asynchronous memory system performs better than synchronous memory system for most of the time. ये थोड़ा important line है क्योंकि they can give you as statements in form of statement, वो आपको दे सकते हैं कि out of the synchronous memory and asynchronous memory which is better, या फिर स्टेटमेंट ट्रू और फॉल्स है. तो द asynchronous memory system performs better than synchronous memory for most of the time. In that case the answer becomes, क्या हो गया हमारा आंसर? ऑप्शन नंबर 1, दैट इज t is equal to m multiply by, सिंक्रोनस की बात हो रही है, सो m multiply by t divided by n for m smaller than n and t for m greater than m. तो ये आपका यहाँ पे भी यही लिखा हुआ है, आप देखो ये, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. आई होप ये थ्योरी है, प्योर थ्योरी है. इसमें सबसे जस्ट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इज दिस सिंक्रोनस एंड एसिंक्रोनस. What is the organization of synchronous axis and what is the organization of asynchronous axis? So I think ये आपको क्लियर हो गया होगा. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, easy question. Given below are two statements. Statement 1, consider 20-bit branch microinstruction code. So they have given you a 20-bit instruction code. इसमें we have F1, F2, F3, that is your micro operation fields. CD is your condition for branching. BR is your branch field and AD is your address field. So ये आपका statement 1 है. Statement 2 is instruction represented in above format can perform branch in 4 conditions. ठीक है, then you have to tell which of the statements are correct. Try करो. So statement 1 is consider 20-bit branch micro instruction. So this is one micro instruction given to us. ठीक है, जिसमें we have 20 bits. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 2 2 7. When you will add all these, it will come 20 bit. Statement 1 में कुछ भी हमें चेक नहीं करना है because statement 1 में सही दिया हुआ है. What they have given us is कि you have a instruction that is a micro instruction that is of 20 bit. ठीक है, ओके डन. ये हमारे एक्सप्लेन हो गया कि F1, F2, F3 की क्या फंक्शनलिटीज हैं, व्हाट इज योर CD, व्हाट इज BR, व्हाट इज AD. Now statement 2 is instruction represented in the above format, that is this format, can perform branch in 4 conditions. मतलब ये branch in 4 conditions. Now see, we have condition for branching CD. How many bits are given for CD? 2 bits. So with 2 bits, how many options we can have? 2 raised to power 2, that is 4. मतलब 2 bits हैं, ठीक है. So 2 bits हैं आपकी, ये 2 bits हैं. So with 2 bits I can have either 0 0, I can have 0 1, I can have 1 0, or I can have 1 1. So with 2 bits I can have 4 options, है ना. So this is what they're saying कि the instruction that is represented. So with 2 bits you can have 4 conditions. So the correct answer is option number 1. Both 1 and 2 are. Try करो. ओके, अब इस क्वेश्चन में क्या है? लिस्ट 1 एंड लिस्ट 2. वी हैव लोकलाइजेशन, पैकेजिंग और बाइंडिंग ऑफ कलेक्शन ऑफ आइटम्स, मैकेनिज्म दैट enables designer to focus on essential details of a program component, information hiding. So अगर आप देखो लिस्ट 1 में बेसिकली ये दो की definitions we have to find, and these two definitions के terms we have to find basically, है ना. अब कैसे, how we'll do this? So suppose now we don't know what is localization, we don't know what is information hiding, ठीक है. But one thing we know is what is encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is basically we are basically what you can say is collecting a few items and we are holding them as one item. मतलब many items को हम एक main item में collect कर लेते हैं. And what is abstraction? Abstraction is basically hiding the details. We are only focusing on the essential part. We don't care about the details behind that, है ना. Now what is it? Packaging or binding of a collection of items. So this is what? This is your encapsulation. Yes or no? ये क्या हो गया आपका? ये हो गया आपका encapsulation. That is 1. So B is related to 1. That is only in these three. So first option आपका rule out हो गया, eliminate हो गया, ठीक है. Packaging or binding of collection of item is encapsulation. Then we have abstraction. Now see, what is it? Mechanism that enables designer to focus on essential details of a program component. Information hiding is not abstraction. We are just focusing on the important details, ठीक है. So this is your option number 2. So now C is only given in option number 1, 3, that is this one. So ये दोनों भी आपके rule out हो गए. So even if you don't know what is localization or information hiding, only knowing encapsulation and abstraction you can do this question. So I am repeating again and again कि match the following में out of 4, ठीक है, out of 4 things. Basically we have 8 things, है ना, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Out of 8 things, 2 or 3 things are the things that you are aware of, जो आपने सुना है, तो अब आप आराम से कर सकते हो. What is localization now? Characteristic of software that indicates the manner in which information is concentrated in a program. That is your localization. Local मतलब basically हम इस term को हम हिंदी में या normal language में बात करें, localization is something related to a local area, something like that. So what we are doing is we are basically concentrating the information in particular manner. What is information hiding? Suppressing the operational details of a program component. So we are hiding the information. The correct answer is option number 3. ठीक है. So match the followings. जब भी whenever you do match the followings, always apply this method. Go for the elimination. Again and again I'm repeating. Go for elimination and match the following. You will always have the right answer. कभी भी आपका आंसर गलत नहीं होगा. Okay, next question. Very nice question. This is the condition num not equal to 65. I think you all know this, that this is your not equal to sign. ये this is basically not equal to, I think everybody is aware of, है ना, सबको पता होगा ये. So num not, so num is a variable, ठीक है, num एक variable है. So num not equal to 65 cannot be replaced by, क्या होगा, ट्राई करो. Okay. So now we have what, how we will do this question is, सबसे पहले what you will do, you will write this statement num not equal to 65, ठीक है. So you have to take any value of num that is not equal to 65. So let's say that we have num is equal to 81, ठीक है. What we are doing is we are saying that let num is equal to 81, ठीक है. हमने num को 81 assume कर लिया. Now 81 is not equal to 65. What is the result of this? True, है ना. And true is represented as 1. Correct. यहाँ तक बात समझ में आ गई. 81 not equal to 65 is true. So we are assuming that num is equal to 81. Now we have this option number A. So what we will do, we'll take one by one option and then we'll try to solve it. So option number A, num is greater than 65, and then what is this symbol? This symbol is or. ये आपका और symbol होता है, ठीक है, और. So now we have num is equal to 81. So 81 greater than 65 or 81 is smaller than 65. So this is what, ये वाली condition क्या हो गई आपकी, ये हो गई true. Yes, this is true. और what is this statement, ये condition क्या हो गई आपकी, ये हो गई false, है ना. 81 is less than 45 is false. Now what is true और false क्या होता है, जब और होता है, so the result is always true. अगर एक भी statement true है, अगर एक भी आपका, I think you all know this और table, और table पता है सबको. अगर दोनों true हैं तो result is true. अगर if one is true and one is false, then also result is true. And if both are false, then only we get the false condition. So यहाँ पे भी we have one value as true, one value as false, and we have or, so हमारा result आ गया 1, है ना. So I can replace this. अब यहाँ पे हम पूछ रहे हैं cannot be replaced, तो ये आपका option, मतलब ये आंसर नहीं है, because we can replace this condition with this condition. Okay. Next we have not num equal 65. So यहाँ पे हमने लिखा not, ठीक है, 81 equal 65. Now ये बताओ सबसे पहले आप, ये जो चीज है, ये वाली चीज, what will be the value of this one? 81 equal to 65. This value will be false. Yes, so not false. So this will become what? Not false, not of false will become true. That is again 1. So ये भी आपका initial value 1 आ रही है. Option number A में भी we are getting the final answer as 1, and option number B में भी final answer we are getting as 1. So ये भी ठीक है. Now we'll talk about option number C. Num minus 65. So what is 81 minus 65? Something other than 0. Yes, it will be a positive number other than 0. Yes or no? So एक चीज आप ध्यान रखना कि we have negative numbers, we have zero and we have positive numbers. ठीक है, negative numbers are also treated as true value, positive numbers are also treated as true value, only zero is one that is treated as false value. तो अगर हमारा माइनस का 75 इज द आंसर और प्लस का 75 इज द आंसर, बोथ विल बी टेकन एज ट्रू वैल्यूज. ठीक है, जब तक आपकी वैल्यू जीरो नहीं है, जब तक आपका आंसर जीरो नहीं है, तब तक योर वैल्यू इज ट्रू, वेदर इट इज नेगेटिव और पॉजिटिव. सेम यहाँ पे 81 माइनस 65 इज अ पॉजिटिव नंबर. हो सकता है कि आपने नम की वैल्यू ली होती लेट्स से 40. So in that case 40 minus 65 would have been a negative number, but यहाँ पे ये true रहता because is a positive number, and यहाँ पे भी ये true रहता because it is a positive number. ठीक है, ये चीज ध्यान रखना. Next we have this one. Now we have not num minus 65, 81 minus 65. Now I told you कि ये कोई positive value है ना, so this is your positive value. So positive value will give you true. Yes, and what is not of true? That is false. That is zero. So ये आपका आंसर है. That is we cannot replace num not equal to 65 by this value. समझ में आया कैसे किया हमने? Basically what we have done is we have taken this original condition. ठीक है, इसको भी सॉल्व बाय टेकिंग एनी वैल्यू ऑफ नम. आप 81 ले सकते हो, आप 40 भी ले सकते हो, मतलब यू कैन टेक अ वैल्यू, बट द ओनली थिंग यू हैव टू कंसीडर इज कि 65 नहीं लेनी है. You can take a value greater than 65, you can take a value smaller than 65, any value you can take. ठीक है, and then we saw that okay, original में हमारा आंसर आ रहा है 1. ओरिजिनली जब हम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं we are getting true. So now what we have to do, we basically have to apply this num value in all these options and we have to see कि false किस में आ रहा है. जिस किसी में भी we are getting the false as the answer, this means we cannot replace this. So ये हमारा false किस में आ रहा है? False आ रहा है हमारा option number D में. So that means that this condition num not equal to 65 cannot be replaced by option number D. I think ये समझ में आ गया होगा. ठीक है, इजी था क्वेश्चन. बस थोड़ा सा whenever you have these type of questions, just take a value and then try to solve that question by substituting those values. आराम से आप कर लोगे. ठीक है, next question. Again nice question. The game playing search tree, up to which depth alpha beta pruning can be applied. आपने पढ़ा होगा, मैंने आपको गेम प्लेइंग में min max बताया था. ठीक है, and in certain videos I have told alpha beta pruning as well. तो हमने क्वेश्चन डिस्कस किए हैं ये. सो वहीं से क्वेश्चन है ये. सो दे आर आस्किंग यू कि गेम प्लेइंग सर्च ट्री में अप टू विच डेप्थ यू कैन अप्लाई अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग. सो दिस इज रूट 0, दैट इज योर रूट लेवल. 6 लेवल 8 लेवल ये आपके रैंडम लेवल्स है, मतलब ट्री में कोई सी भी लेवल्स हो सकते हैं, ये आपके वो वाले लेवल्स. एंड देन डी इज डिपेंड्स ऑन यूटिलिटी वैल्यू इन अ ब्रेथ फर्स्ट ऑर्डर. सो ट्राई करो इसे. ओके, सो सबसे पहले वी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग है क्या. ठीक है, सबसे पहले वी सी मिनीमैक्स बिकॉज अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग इज एन अपडेटेड वर्जन ऑफ मिनीमैक्स. ठीक है. Minimax is a kind of backtracking algorithm used in decision making and game theory to find the optimal move for a player, assuming that your opponent also plays optimally. Basically क्या हो रहा है, आपने देखा होगा, ये होता है रूट लेवल पे भी डिफाइंड एज मिन वैल्यूज, यहाँ पे भी डिफाइंड एज मैक्स वैल्यूज, नहीं रूट पे नहीं, सॉरी, यहाँ लीफ लेवल पे नहीं, लीफ लेवल के ऊपर वाले लेवल पे, सॉरी, लीफ पे तो वैल्यूज होती है, ये हम बोलते हैं मिन, देन वी से दिस इज मैक्स, दिस इज मिनिमम. तो ये आपका होता है मिन मैक्स, राइट. मतलब देयर आर सर्टेन ऑप्शंस ओवर हियर. एक लेवल ऊपर you have to select the minimum values, then out of these you have to select the maximum values, and then out of them you have to select the minimum values. ये आपका एक ट्री आपने आपने ध्यान दिया होगा, एग्जाम्स में भी ये क्वेश्चन आता है, राइट. दिस इज योर मिन मैक्स. ठीक है. सो इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ बैक ट्रैकिंग एल्गोरिथम. बैक ट्रैकिंग, वाई बैक ट्रैकिंग, बिकॉज आप रूट जो लीफ लेवल पे वैल्यूज हैं उनको आप चेक करके ले रहे हो, यहाँ पे वैल्यू जो ले रहे हो, फिर अगेन आप जब आप ये वाला रूट कंसीडर कर रहे हो, यहाँ पे नोड कंसीडर कर रहे हो, यू आर चेकिंग दीज वैल्यूज. सो यू आर गोइंग बैकवर्ड्स एंड यू आर चेकिंग द वैल्यूज. ये वैल्यू आपकी इन दो वैल्यूज पे डिपेंड कर रही है. दैट इज योर बैक ट्रैकिंग. ठीक है. So Minimax is a backtracking algorithm that is used in decision making and game theory. It is widely used in two-player turn-based games such as tic-tac-toe, backgammon, mancala, chess, etc. Min-max में there are two things, that is maximizer and minimizer. Maximizer tries to get the highest score possible while minimizer tries to do the opposite and get lowest score possible. ये आपका min-max हो गया. Now, alpha beta pruning is actually not a new algorithm. It is an optimization technique for min-max algorithm. It reduces the computation time by a huge factor. This allows to search much faster and go into deeper levels in the game tree. It's very important. This part is important. It cuts off branches in the game tree which need not be searched because there already exists a better move available. Pruning का मतलब क्या होता है? Pruning मतलब होता है to remove or to cut. है ना. हम आपने सुना होगा कि whenever we are talking about plants, है ना, so we don't say कि हमने we have cut the branches, or we say we have pruned the tree. Prune means basically cutting off the branches that are going outwards, है ना. So it cuts off the branches in the game tree which need not be searched because there already exists a better move available. It is called alpha beta pruning because it passes two extra parameters, alpha and beta. So alpha is the best value that maximize currently can guarantee the level or above. Beta is the best value that minimizer currently can guarantee at lower level or below. मतलब क्या है यहाँ पे? If I try to understand you the concept, आपने ध्यान दिया हो अगर कि whenever we are dealing with alpha beta pruning, alpha beta, ठीक है, root level पे we define the value of alpha and beta, है ना. Let's say we define alpha as plus infinity and beta as minus infinity. So this is your maximizer and this is treated as minimizer, है ना. And then when we go deeper into the tree, मतलब we start from the root level, वो leaf level, है ना. मतलब एकदम से leaf level पे we don't do the pruning, we do the pruning at the intermediate levels. Yes or no? अगर आपने ध्यान दिया हो, अगर आपने ये concept पढ़ा हुआ है alpha beta का, so you know that कि we have these values of alpha and beta जो रूट लेवल पे हम फिक्स कर देते हैं. देन एज सून एज वी गो फ्रॉम हेयर टू हेयर, यहाँ तक, फिर हम देखते हैं कि इन दोनों में से कौन सा ले रहे हैं. वट एवर, सपोज नाउ दिस इज द बेस्ट ऑप्टिमल गिवन टू अस, सो व्हाट वी डू इज वी प्रून दिस, we don't take this method, we don't take this. So what it do is it reduces our time and it reduces our cost. ठीक है. यहाँ पे भी वही बोल रहे हैं वो, that it cuts off the branches in game tree which need not be searched because there already exists a better move available. So अगर आप क्वेश्चन पे आओ यहाँ पे, व्हाट दे आर सेइंग कि अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग कैन बी अप्लाइड. कहाँ पे अप्लाई कर सकते हो अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग को? सो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपको ध्यान रखनी है दैट मिन मैक्स हो या अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग हो, दे बोथ यूजेस DFS, दैट इज डेप्थ फर्स्ट सर्च. ब्रेथ फर्स्ट ऑर्डर यहाँ पे नहीं चलता है. सो ऑप्शन डी इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है, अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग हो या मिन मैक्स हो, दोनों में ही डेप्थ फर्स्ट सर्च लगती है. सो ब्रेथ फर्स्ट ऑप्शन गलत हो गया. रूट जीरो, अभी मैंने आपको बताया कि रूट लेवल पे वी फिक्स द वैल्यूज ऑफ अल्फा एंड बीटा. ठीक है, वी फिक्स द वैल्यूज ऑफ अल्फा बीटा एट रूट लेवल. वी डू नॉट प्रून. एकदम से आप अगर आपने रूट को ही प्रून कर दिया तो आपका सारा ट्री जो है वो चला जाएगा. एग्जाम सपोज ये आपका ट्री है. ठीक है, अगर आपने रूट को ही प्रून कर दिया, मतलब यही आपने प्रून कर दिया, तो फिर आपका ट्री ही खत्म हो गया, नथिंग इज लेफ्ट. सो इसीलिए वी से दैट रूट लेवल पे अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग नहीं हो सकती. ठीक है, देन वी हैव दिस. सो ये जो आपकी 6 हो गया या 8 हो गया, दीज आर योर इंटरमीडिएट लेवल्स. इसको हम इंटरमीडिएट लेवल्स बोल सकते हैं. दैट इज द लेवल्स इन बिटवीन. सो अब वी कैन हैव प्रूनिंग एट एनी लेवल, है ना. रूट लेवल पे वी कैन नॉट हैव द प्रूनिंग इमीडिएट, मतलब अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज अगर रूट को प्रून कर दोगे तो पूरा एंटायर ट्री विल बी डिस्ट्रॉयड. सो द आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर बी एंड सी ओनली. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ये ब्रेथ फर्स्ट ऑर्डर है इसलिए गलत है. मिनिमैक्स एंड अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग में DFS, दैट इज डेप्थ फर्स्ट सर्च लगता है, ब्रेथ फर्स्ट सर्च नहीं लगता. दो द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर ए, दैट इज बी एंड सी ओनली. अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग को आप इंटरमीडिएट लेवल्स पे अप्लाई कर सकते हो, रूट जीरो पे या ब्रेथ फर्स्ट सर्च पे आप नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, ये हो गया, थ्योरी हो गई इसकी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. कंसीडर अ लॉजिक गेट सर्किट with 8 input lines. ठीक है, D0 to D7 and 3 output lines A0, A1, A2 and these are the operations given to you. यहाँ पे प्लस आपका और ऑपरेशन को इंडिकेट कर रहा है. you have to tell ये जो सर्किट है वो कौन सा सर्किट है. ओके, तो यहाँ पे सबसे पहले what you can see is that we have 8 input lines. ठीक है, so we have 8 lines and we are getting 3 output lines. ठीक है, सबसे पहले आपको ध्यान में रखना है. अब यहाँ पे ऑप्शन, लेट्स गो बाय ऑप्शन. ठीक है, 3x8 मल्टीप्लेक्सर. अगर आप लोग को इफ यू रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट, मल्टीप्लेक्सर जब मैंने आपको बताया था, सो मल्टीप्लेक्सर इज बेसिकली 2 raised to power n क्रॉस 1. मतलब inputs you can have 2 raised to power n, मतलब यहाँ पे n we have select lines. Yes, if I have n select lines, so 2 raised to power n will be my number of inputs, and no matter how many inputs we have, output will always be 1. Yes, अगर आपको थोड़ा सा स्ट्रक्चर ध्यान हो मक्स का, if I talk about 2 cross 1 mux, ठीक है, 2 cross 1 mux, so I have one select line, I have 2 inputs and I have only one output. Yes, so always you have to keep this in mind that the structure of mux is of this form. this type. This is the structure of mux that we have. Okay, that is, the inputs will be in the form of 2 raised to power in the power of 2, and the output will always be 1. So option number A is wrong, because we don't have this type of mux. 3 cross 8 mux hota hi nahi hai. ठीक है. Then we have decimal to BCD converter. Now if we talk about decimal, decimal is what? Decimal is 10. This means that I should have how many inputs? 10 inputs. अगर मैं डेसिमल को बीसीडी में कन्वर्ट भी कर रही हूँ, देन ऑल्सो डेसिमल शुड हैव एटलीस्ट 10 इनपुट्स. वी आर हैविंग हाउ मेनी 8 इनपुट लाइंस, इसलिए ये ऑप्शन भी रॉन्ग हो गया. Now we can have octal to binary encoder, or we can have priority encoder. Now octal is basically what? Octal is 8. Yes, if we talk about octal, octal is 8. So I have 8 input lines. Binary is basically that 2, मतलब 3 output lines हैं, तो we can have binary value we can have, right? 0 0 0 or 0 0 1 0 1 0. Yes, so we can have octal to binary. This can be an option, and this can be priority encoder as well. But priority encoder में what is most important is that कि inputs should have priority, should be assigned a priority. ठीक है. So if you see the question, पूरे question में मतलब what happens in priority encoder is that they mention that the input line 0 head is of lowest priority, input line D7 is of highest priority. ऐसी चीजें mention होती हैं whenever we deal with priority encoder. But in the given question, nothing has been mentioned like this, that whether D0 is lowest priority, D7 is highest priority, or which input line is having which priority. So in that is why this is not a priority encoder as well. The correct answer is octal to binary encoder. Okay, now if you see what it is, acha, ek minute, just give me a second. I'll just make a change over here. Okay, अगर आप देखो, if you see, this is your encoder. So we have 2 raised to power n or less input lines. So there's not a compulsion कि we will have only 2 raised to power n lines. So let's say that if we have n output lines, ठीक है, let's say that if we have 3 output lines, जो हमारा question है, that is we have 8 inputs. Yes, this is a question. 8 inputs, D0 to D7, and we have 3 output, and 3 outputs are from A0 to A2. ठीक है. So we have 3 outputs. So how many inputs we'll have? 2 raised to power 3, that is 8. So this is your encoder. Encoder is of type कि अगर आपके पास n outputs हैं, तो 2 raised to power n inputs होने चाहिए, या less input भी होंगे, but 2 raised to power n या less inputs चल सकते हैं. ठीक है, ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, बस 2 raised to power n से. ठीक है. So this is, if you see, this will be your structure of your octal to binary encoder. So we have D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, 8 inputs, and they are connected with OR gates, and then they are D4, D5, D6, D7. But this is not important कि आप वैसे basically आपको you should know what is a octal to binary encoder. But in this question it is not important. अगर आपको ये information नहीं भी थी, then also you would have been able to do this question with this knowledge only about mux. ठीक है, ये आपकी टेबल हो गई inputs outputs की. So if you see, we have 8 inputs and we have 3 outputs. So all zeros with the z not as 1, we will have a 0 output. So ये simple basically आपको they have explained the concept of octal to binary, कि how you can have an octal को आप कैसे binary में convert करोगे in terms of encoder. Okay, so encoder समझ में आ गया होगा, mux का concept समझ में आ गया होगा. Next, again easy question. In a cache memory, if address has 9 bits in tag field and 12 bits in index field, the size of main memory and cache memory would be. ओके, so ये क्वेश्चन हमने बहुत बार, we have done these type of questions. So first what we will do, we will draw like this. ठीक है, we have tag over here, tag field, and we have index over here. What is index? Index is your block index. और आप लोग को ध्यान हो, index field is basically block index. So this is your 12 bits and this is your 9 bits. So cache memory will be equal to what? Cache memory basically आपकी index field होती है, that is 2 raised to power 12 bytes. ठीक है, block index की help से we can assume that कि cache memory का size क्या है with the help of the block index bits. So 2 raised to power 12 bytes, that is 2 raised to power 2 into 2 raised to power 10 bytes. Yes or no? This is 4 and this is k. So 4 kb. Now they have not written bytes over here, so it is, we can write it as 4k. So आपके, what is the size of main memory? वो cache memory, sorry, 4k. Okay, now let's talk about main memory. So I think you all know that this entire instruction is what? This entire instruction is your instruction of main memory. Yes or no? जो पूरा instruction है आपका, that is of how many bits? 21 bits. This entire instruction is of your main memory instruction. 9 plus 12. ठीक है, so main memory is basically equal to 2 raised to power 21 bytes. Now how can I write it as? 2 raised to power 2 into 2 raised to power 10 into 2 raised to power 10 bytes. Now why I'm doing this? Because in your options you can see that they have mentioned the options in terms of k, and k is what? K is 2 raised to power 10. So now this I can write it as k. This is what? This is 4. No, this is, sorry, this will be 1 only, not 2 raised to power 2. This is 2 raised to power 1. Sorry, 2 raised to power 1. So this is 2. This is what? What is 2 raised to power 10? Basically 2 raised to power 10 is 1024. So when you will solve it, you will get 2048 kb. ठीक है, but we don't have to refer it in terms of bytes, so we will simply say 2048 k. What is the size of main memory? Size of main memory is 2048k and size of cache memory is 4k. So correct answer is option number 4. In memory 2048k and cache memory 4k. So this is very important for you to understand that block index basically अगर सिर्फ टैग फील्ड है और ब्लॉक इंडेक्स दिया हुआ है, ठीक है, इंडेक्स फील्ड दी हुई है, इफ ओनली वी आर गिवन टैग फील्ड और इंडेक्स फील्ड, इन दैट केस इंडेक्स फील्ड बेसिकली डिटरमाइंस द ब्लॉक इंडेक्स, दैट इज द साइज ऑफ द कैश मेमोरी. ठीक है, बिट्स इन इंडेक्स फील्ड will determine the size of cache memory and the bits of the instruction all together. पूरे इंस्ट्रक्शन की, बेसिकली आपकी इंस्ट्रक्शन टाइप भी समझ लो इसे, पूरे इंस्ट्रक्शन की कैसे कितनी नंबर ऑफ बिट्स हैं, टोटल नंबर ऑफ बिट्स ऑफ द एंटायर इंस्ट्रक्शन विल डिटरमाइन द मेन मेमोरी, बिकॉज दीज इंस्ट्रक्शंस आर स्टोर्ड इन मेन मेमोरी ओनली. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, hidden surface removal problem with minimal 3D pipeline can be solved with. Easy है ये भी. These type of questions you can do alone with the help of your options. Options पता है ना अगर आपको, you can easily solve these questions. So now in this question we don't know ki what is the hidden surface removal problem and we don't know anything. So but what we know is, we know this window clipping algorithm. This is, we know that कि we have a window with us, है ना, it is for visible, it is for clipping वाली algorithm से आपकी line clipping algorithm. Yes or no? I hope you all know this clipping algorithm. We have this window and the lines that are outside the window, they get that part get clipped. मतलब ये part ये clip हो जाएगा. I hope you all know this. सिर्फ इतनी line you will consider, इतनी line you will consider, इतनी line you will consider. The line that is inside the window. So window clipping algorithm is your line clipping algorithm. So यहाँ पे we are talking about hidden surface removal problem. So this is not the option. Now, brute force rasterization algorithm. नाम से समझ में आ रहा है rasterization. So this is for your raster scan. Random scan, raster scan आपने पढ़ा है. This is for your raster scan. So this is also not the option. Flood fill algorithm. This is basically your color filling algorithm. ठीक है, मतलब आपको जो एक ब्लॉक में कलर फिल करना होता है, so how do you fill that color? This is basically referring to that. So this is also not the option. So what is the correct option? The correct option is पेंटर्स एल्गोरिथम. सो अगर आपने ध्यान दिया हो कि अगर आप नॉर्मल पेंटिंग भी करते हैं, सो व्हाट वी डू इज फर्स्ट वी ट्राई टू पेंट द बैकग्राउंड एंड देन वी ट्राई टू पेंट द first we try to paint the background and then we try to fill the colors into the structures जो भी यहाँ पे आपके ड्राइंग में प्रेजेंट है. सो फॉर रिमूविंग दी सरफेस, जो जो सरफेस जो आपकी हिडन है उसको रिमूव करने के लिए वी हैव दिस पेंटर्स एल्गोरिथम. द अदर थ्री ऑप्शंस विंडो क्लिपिंग, ब्रूट फोर्स रास्टराइजेशन, फ्लड फिल आर फॉर समथिंग दैट वी नो. ये आप सबको पता हो. सी many of you might not be aware of painter's algorithm, but all of you will be aware of window clipping, brute force rasterization and flood fill algorithm. So इसी से आप अपने आंसर को कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. So there are many methods of finding the answers to the question. ठीक है, मतलब अगर आपको नहीं पता, क्वेश्चन नहीं पता आपको, सपोज यू डोंट नो व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज, व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, बट यू मे नो द ऑप्शंस. आपको ऑप्शंस पता हो सकते हैं कि व्हाट आर द ऑप्शंस अबाउट, जिनके लिए आप श्योर हो. अब यहाँ पे 2 3 4 ऑप्शंस के लिए आप श्योर थे कि दे आर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर मेथड, दे आर नॉट मेड फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. सो द रिमेनिंग ऑप्शन बिकम्स ओवर है. और नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है, सो आप मार्क कर सकते हो सकता है कि आपका आंसर सही हो जाए. ठीक है. Next question. This is also a nice question. The representation of 4-bit code. So we are given a code 1101. We have to represent this code into a 7-bit code with even parity Hamming code. So उसे try करो. ओके. सबसे पहले तो इवन पैरिटी ऑड पैरिटी आप लोग को आई डोंट नो कि आपको पता है कि नहीं, बट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इवन पैरिटी फर्स्ट. ठीक है. इवन पैरिटी इज बेसिकली कि वी टेक, सपोज वी हैव दिस नंबर. ठीक है, एंड आई हैव टू फिल दिस ब्लॉक. So whether if I'm talking about even parity, so what I'll do is I'll check for the even number of ones. So how many number of ones are there? I have to fill this block, and for filling this block I have to use even parity. Okay, so 1 2 3, there are 3 ones, and this is what, this is odd number. So in order to make it an even parity, I will add one more one to it. So this will become 1 2 3 4. 4 ones will make it an even parity. So that is your even parity. क्या हुआ even parity? कि you have to fill a gap and that blank has to be filled either with 0 or 1, and you are using what concept? You're using even parity concept. So what you will do, in the remaining words you will find out the number of ones, कि how many times 1 is occurring. If 1 is occurring odd times, you will add 1 to it, and if or even 1 is occurring even times, you will add 0 to that blank. So this is basically odd or even parity. अभी we'll do question, तो उससे आपको और clear समझ में आ जाएगा, ठीक है. So what is now how we solve Hamming code basically, ठीक है. Hamming code में what we do is we use a concept of redundant bits. What we do, we use the concept of redundant bits. So how we do it? Now in this question they have clearly given to us that we are having a 4-bit code. 4-bit code we have, and we have to convert this 4-bit code into 7-bit code. That is, we have to add 3 bits to it. ठीक है. So those 3 bits, those extra 3 bits, ठीक है, ये जो एक्स्ट्रा 3 बिट्स आप ऐड कर रहे हो, these 3 bits are known as redundant bits और parity bits. आप इनको parity bits ही बोल सकते हो. So जो भी आपको सही लगे, you can say it as parity bits or redundant bits, ठीक है. These extra 3 bits are known as redundant or parity bits. And which parity we are using? We are using even parity. Now how we'll do it? Determining the position of redundant bits or parity bits, ठीक है. These redundancy bits are placed at positions that correspond to power of 2. सबसे important points, very very important. Now first of all the question arises कि where we have to place these redundant bits, because यहाँ पे see, यहाँ पे it's very clearly visible to us that we are given 4 bits. We have to convert these 4 bits to 7 bits, है ना. 4-bit code को 7-bit code में represent करना. But now the question arises कि ठीक है, ये भी पता है हमें कि these extra bits are known as redundant bits or parity bits. The question is कि where we will fix these bits, ठीक है. So what we will do, we will write it as we start from here, ठीक है. ये आपका हो गया. This is your index 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, correct. Now this can be written as 2 raised to power 0. This can be written as 2 raised to power 1. This can be written as 2 raised to power 2. I can only represent out of the 7 bits, I can only represent these 3 bits as power of 2. Yes or no? अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, they are writing clearly, redundancy bits are placed at positions that corresponds to power of 2. तो यहाँ पे question में I am having these 7 bits. Out of these 7 bits, only 3 bits are there that are placed at position 1, position 2 and position 4. That can be written as power of 2. 2 raised to power 0 is 1, 2 raised to power 1 is 2 and 2 raised to power 2 is 4. This will be redundant bit 1, redundant bit 2 and redundant bit 3. Rest of the places पे what I'll write this code, that is 1 1 0 1. This is your original code 1101. Now you must be thinking, I'm explaining again, listen very clearly, ठीक है. And to understand very nicely the concept, we were given 4 bits, ठीक है. Those 4 bits were to be converted to a 7-bit code, ठीक है. 4-bit code था, 4-bit code को we have to convert into 7-bit code using even parity, Hamming code, ठीक है. Now what we did, we know that whenever we are dealing with Hamming code, ठीक है, whenever we are dealing with Hamming code, we use a concept of redundant or we can say parity bits, ठीक है. Now 4-bit का कोड है, उसको आपने 7-bit के कोड में कन्वर्ट कर दिया, correct. The question arises is that the original code was 1101. Now how will you place this code in such a way कि आप इस 4-bit code को 7 बिट कोड में कन्वर्ट कर सको, राइट? दिस इज द क्वेश्चन, हाउ यू कैन कन्वर्ट दिस 4 बिट कोड इनटू दिस 7 बिट कोड. फॉर दैट वी विल यूज दीज रिडंडेंट और पैरिटी बिट्स. ठीक है, these redundant or parity bits basically will be placed at power of 2. ठीक है, positions that are in power of 2. So if this is position number 1, position number 2, position number 3, position 4, position 5, position 6, position 7, or you can say index. I can write it as index also. Index वाला term थोड़ा ज़्यादा आपको understandable होगा मे बी. So index किसके होना चाहिए? power of 2 के terms में होना चाहिए index. ठीक है, so this index, this can be written as 2 raised to power 0, 2 can be written as 2 raised to power 1. 3 को I cannot write in terms of power of 2, so 3 ऐसे ही रहेगा. 4 को I can write as 2 raised to power 2. 5 को I cannot write in terms of power of 2. 6 को I cannot write in terms of power of 2. 7 को I cannot write in power of 2. अब 8 को I can write as 2 raised to power 3, but 8 इसमें index है नहीं, so I'll not go over there. So this means that index 1 will be my first redundant bit, index 2 will be my second redundant bit, and index 4 will be my third redundant bit. Now what about the original bits 3, 5, 6, 7? मतलब अब ये जो 4 bits हैं, यहाँ पे you will place your original data, that is 1, 1, 0, 1. So 1, अब यहाँ पे आप you cannot put 1 because ये आपकी redundant bit है. So 1, 1, 0, 1. ठीक है, दिस इज हाउ यू विल फाइंड द नंबर ऑफ. यहाँ पे इस क्वेश्चन में आपको रिटर्न बिट्स दे रखी थी बिकॉज दे हैव क्लियरली मेंशन्ड कि 4 बिट कोड को 7 में कन्वर्ट करना है, दैट इज 4 plus 3 will give you 7. तो 3 redundant bits थी, but there is a method of calculating number of redundant bits also, but I am not including right now. जब क्वेश्चन करेंगे तब मैं आपको बता दूंगी. ठीक है, फिलहाल के लिए दिस इज द मेथड. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, नाउ वी हैव टू फाइंड द वैल्यूज ऑफ R1, R2 एंड R3. ठीक है, इतनी बात समझ में आ गई सबको. अब सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, what we will do first now, first of all let's write the numbers in terms of binary terms. ठीक है, बाइनरी के टर्म्स में हम नंबर्स को मेंशन कर लेते हैं. 1 is written as 0, 0, 1. 2 is written as 0, 1, 0. 3 is written as 0, 1, 1. 4 is written as 1, 0, 0. 5 is written as 1, 0, 1. 6 is written as 1, 1, 0. And 7 is written as 1, 1, 1. अब let's talk about R1. ठीक है, R1 bit is calculated using parity check at all the bits position whose binary representation includes 1 in the least significant position. What are your least significant positions? अगर आपकी 3 positions given हैं, 1, 2, 3. ठीक है, this is your least significant bit. ये आपका पोजीशन, मतलब ये आपकी पोजीशन लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट यहां से स्टार्ट होती है, यस और नो? ठीक है, सो वो क्या बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पे, सबसे पहले व्हाट दे आर सेइंग इज, यहाँ अगर आप ध्यान से पढ़ो इसे, बाइनरी रिप्रेजेंटेशन इंक्लूड्स 1 इन द लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट पोजीशन. मतलब जो आपकी लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट है उस पे उसकी वैल्यू क्या होनी चाहिए, 1 होनी चाहिए. सो ऑल those positions will be treated as, will be used for calculating R1. To calculate R1 bit, what we are doing, we are checking all those positions, all those indexes जिनकी least significant bit क्या है, 1. So 1 किसकी है, इसकी है. Least significant bit, I have 3 with me, I have 5 with me, I have 7 with me. Yes or no? ये आपकी लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट हो गई. सो 1 में वी हैव लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट एज 1, 3 की लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट 1 है, 5 की लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट 1 है और 7 की लीस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट बिट 1 है. Now what I'll do, now I'll check for what are the values. So I'll write it over here. R1. So R1 के लिए what positions we are considering? 1, that is your one position 1. So I'll write over here index 1 I'm taking, index 3 I'm taking, index 5 I'm taking, index 7 I'm taking. ठीक है. So now इंडेक्स 1 पे क्या वैल्यू है? इंडेक्स 1 पे है R1 itself, so I'll leave it as it is. इंडेक्स 3 पे I have 1, इंडेक्स 5 पे I have 1, इंडेक्स 7 पे I have 1. Now we have to use what? We have to use even parity. So what is it? Count number of ones. इसको we will leave it as blank only because R1 पे हमें value fill करनी. We don't know what is the value over here. Count number of ones. आई एम राइटिंग सो दैट आपको इजीली समझ में आ जाए. नंबर ऑफ वंस कितने हैं? 3. दैट इज ऑड. नाउ आई हैव टू कन्वर्ट दिस इनटू इवन पैरिटी. सो इवन में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए आई हैव टू ऐड वन मोर वन. सो दिस मीन्स दैट यहाँ पे आई हैव टू पुट 1. दिस मीन्स दैट वैल्यू ऑफ R1 बिकम्स 1. ठीक है. आई होप ये बात समझ में आ गई. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट R2. R2 bit is calculated using parity check at all bits positions whose binary representation includes a 1 in the second position from least significant. अब least significant bit से हम second position पे आ गए. यहाँ पे we have to check for 1. So we have 2, we have 3 again, we have 6 and we have 7. So R2 के लिए जो positions we will consider will be 2, 3, 6 and 7. So move back again. Now we'll talk about R2. R2 की index we will consider is 2, 3, 6 and 7. So what about R2 now? Index 2 पे we have nothing, we have R2, so we leave it as it is. Index 3 पे I have 1, index 6 पे I have 0, index 7 पे I have 1. So count number of ones. Number of ones are 2, that is even. Even parity चाहिए, even ही number of ones है. This means that value of R2 will become 0. Why? Because I don't have to add an extra 1 to make it even in number. ये already even है, दो हमारे पास 1 already present है, so it is already even, so I will add a 0 to it. Next we have what? Next we have R3. So R3 में what index we will take? R3 में index we will take that will have least significant bit से third position पे आपका क्या होना चाहिए? 1 होना चाहिए. That is your, this is your third position. So we have 4, 5, 6 and 7. So R3 की position कौन कौन देखेगा? R3 के index के लिए we will see 4, 5, 6 and 7. So what will be the values now? Index 4 पे we have R3 itself, index 5 पे I have 1, index 6 पे I have 0, index 7 पे I have 1. So number of ones कितने हो गए? Number of ones become 2, that is already even. So R3 will also get value 0. So R3 की value हो गई 0. So final जो 7 bit का code बनेगा, the final 7 bit code will be 1010101. This will be your final 7-bit code, that is option number A. 1010101. Okay, this is the method of using the Hamming code with even parity. अगर odd parity होती तो यहाँ पे we would have counted the number of ones, and अगर odd होते तो we would have written 0, और even होते then we would have added 1 to it. ठीक है. सो ये कंसेप्ट है आपका हैमिंग कोड का. सो आई सजेस्ट एवरीवन कि पहली बार में अगर आप इफ यू आर रीडिंग दिस टॉपिक फर्स्ट टाइम इट इज वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग, सो आई सजेस्ट कि आप इसे दोबारा वीडियो को गो थ्रू करो. ठीक है, जस्ट गो थ्रू दिस वीडियो अगेन एंड यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट अगेन. अगर फिर भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है देन यू कैन मैसेज मी ऑन टेलीग्राम एंड देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन द कंसेप्ट अगेन. आई विल ऐड क्वेश्चंस. ओके, नाउ दिस कंप्लीट्स द जून 2022 paper. I have not included few questions. Now I'll tell you why. There are certain theory questions that are very easy, and I think that everybody knows it, and there's nothing to explain in those questions. Okay. Then there are 2 3 questions that are not asked every time. Once in 2 3 papers they will ask these questions. Okay. So I have tried to take those questions that are repeatedly asked, the questions, the concepts that are repeatedly being asked. मैंने वो concepts लिए हैं. Till now I have got this traversal wale question mein many of you were not able to understand the concept of traversal. So traversal wale question ko I will have a session on traversal questions and we'll practice those questions. Along with traversal questions, if there's any concept that you're not able to understand or any numericals you're not able to understand from this June 2022 paper, please tell me those concepts. I'll include those concepts in this traversal video. ठीक है. After this June 2022 we'll be starting with December 2019 questions. I have already covered few questions of December 2019, but there are still certain questions that are remaining. So after the next video that we'll be having, or the next class that we'll be having, will include the solutions of December 2019, and I'll make sure कि within 2 or 3 classes I'll be able to finish December 2019 so that we can switch to June 2019 questions. ठीक है. So first we will cover this December 2019 solutions. So next video that we'll be having, on the next class that I'll be uploading, will be of your December 2019 solutions. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I'll upload the PDF also very soon on the Telegram group. So please everyone join Telegram group. I hope you all know Telegram link, t.me/netria digimento. Okay, so please everyone join this Telegram group so that you can be provided the PDF along with the class links. So that's it for this class. Thank you everyone. Take care. Bye bye.